Hello. Two words. Fighting animations. Not sure if that's two words or three words. I don't really care. Anyway, so welcome back to episode 3 of the tutorial series. It's been a long time since I've done one of these. Well, a really long time, actually. So anyway, so yeah, I thought it was about time I get, another tutorial up since you guys probably want to do other stuff while you're waiting for my episode 6 because it looks freezing. Alright, so, anyway, so let's get started with this tutorial. Hopefully this will help you. So, of course, I recommend watching episode 1 and episode 2 so that we get to understand the basics of, Micromedia Flash, like keyframing and all that stuff. I do definitely recommend that before watching this video. There will be links to the description below to those videos. If you're too lazy, just click on the channel button and then just click on videos and then just do all that stuff. Yeah, okay, so let's get started. So, of course, we have to open up Micromedia Flash, Professional 8. Anyway, so we gotta have import to stage a background. We gotta import a background, guys. That's really important. If the animation doesn't have a background, that'll be really weird. Anyway, so what can be an appropriate background? Let's use Kami's Lookout or Dende's Lookout. I don't even know anymore. I'm so used to calling it Kami's Lookout. Anyway, so every time we insert something new, we always have to open a new layer. It's definitely a good idea. Anyways, now we gotta import to stage a character. We gotta import a character sprite. Hopefully I'm doing this really fast. Appropriate. Yeah, okay, I don't even know how to say anything anymore. Anyway, so let's find a good, sprite. What can it be an appropriate sprite? I will just go with, wow, this shouldn't be hard. This is someone we haven't used in a while. Let's try Bardock. Well, I've never used this guy in animation. I only used him as a charging up animation in my intro. Anyway, so let's import this guy. You guys should probably already know the basics. You can enlarge, scale, rotate. I recommend 300 since 300 is the usual size I use now for my videos. Now we gotta trace the bitmap, all that, classic-y stuff. Get rid of the background, highlights, and convert to symbol, and then bam, we got ourselves a character. Now, I just thought about it. Why don't we just use Goku? I mean, it makes sense. Father and son, right? So let's import to stage a Goku sprite. So let's find a Goku sprite. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Okay, so let's use Goku. Let's go with normal since it makes a lot of sense, I guess. Okay, so there's a sprite down here. So let's enlarge it. And I'll probably make a tutorial after this about auras and, all that stuff. And I'll probably make it episode. I don't even know what I'm going to make episode 5, to be honest. I just have to wait and see how well this episode does. Okay, so we convert to symbol and then flip horizontal. And there. And, ooh, Goku isn't really that big to be, let's make him 310. See that? Oh, too big. I forgot what this tool does. I want to enlarge him a little bit. But this will bring it down, I think. Let's try 10. Oh, that made him too small. Okay. I'm doing all these weird stuff. Who cares? I think that should be an appropriate height for Goku, I guess. You know what? I don't think this is a good sprite to use against, Bardock. Let's find another one. I do know I have another one in here. There it is. That one is exactly like his father's. Sorry about this, guys. I don't know, it wasn't big enough for the character, and it doesn't really look nice. And I don't want to screw up that much of the animation, so let's trace the bitmap again. And then get rid of all these whitey parts. Whoosh. Oh yeah, forgot to say, guys, Happy New Year. I didn't really mention that in the, my information area, but yeah, Happy New Year. I forgot to say this. Yeah, hope you guys had a nice year, and I know I have, so that means I've been doing animations for 1 year. Well, not really that long, since I did take a long break because of school and stuff. Anyway, so we're done with our first frame. Now, I recommend for battle animations, we just keep it at 12, because a lot of people did point out that my fighting animations can get really long, and I actually agree with that, because, yeah. Anyway, so I always insist putting in 4 frames, because 4 frames of a fighting animation, actually, no, wait. Wait, no, I don't think that's such a great idea. let's just put it up to here, insert keyframe. It doesn't have to be the exact same as mine, but you'll get to see what I'm doing. Anyway, to insert a blank frame. Now, this is actually a good point that was brought up by Blazefist. Yeah, he's been giving me some tips and stuff, and he actually did make a good point. Making just punches doesn't make a Dragon Ball Z animation, and I have noticed that. Because in my animations, my earlier animations from episode 1 to 4, I just kept on punching, and when I look back at it now, it doesn't look nice. I 100% agree with him. Anyway, so, now we gotta do a collision sprite. So, we gotta have a nice mixture of punches and kicks. So, we'll do the punches and kicks thing. So, let's bitmap, trace, and then, let's get rid of the purple background, pony color. Alright, so, okay, so let's put it here. And the good idea is this button. If you click this button, it shows onion skin. Now, what onion skin does, you can actually see a little bit of the outline of where the characters was last time. So that way it doesn't have to be all around the place, like here, or here, or here. But make sure you don't do that. Try to make it as close to the original position as possible, so that way it looks nicer. Anyway, so let's insert a blank keyframe to add Goku. So that way he gets to fight his father. Makes a lot of sense. Anyway, so Goku. This episode's probably going to take a while, but finding animations aren't the hardest part of animating, in my opinion. Well, it kind of is right now, but before a long time ago for me, it wasn't, because, well, I just have to do punches, but since I'm trying to make my fighting scenes look more like Dragon Ball Z stuff, then, yeah, so it's kind of a little bit hard for me, but this is just going to be a simple fighting animation. I'll probably do an advanced fighting animation, like a tutorial in a while. That's probably going to be 2 parts. Probably like after I'm done with the simple tutorial series. This is just to know the basics. Anyway, so let's put Goku down here. Now you guys are probably wondering, we need to add a collision effect. Like, it's not going to look good. I mean, just look at this. Wait. Remove frames. Now, if we just play the animation with just a punch, it doesn't really look good. I mean, it's like a simple sprite animation, but we need to add a collision effect. So let's add a collision effect. So, battle effect, if you could say it. I actually do have a couple of them set right here, but you should have them already in your characters. I'll show you an example of one in Goku Super Saiyan 5. Scroll down to the bottom, you will see these little transition things, and there's the battle effect. So let's use this one, because so that way it looks more tutorial-y. That's not even a real world. Oh my gosh, what's wrong with my grammar today? It's so weird. Oh yeah. Oh wait, this isn't a new layer. Okay, so I just have to make sure that was the case. So let's trace the bitmap, and it should be fine. It looks fine in my opinion. In my opinion, I think black looks much better. If we want to change it into black, you can do the following. Since it's already converted to a symbol, you can just click this little arrow down here. Oops, I don't know why it's like this. It usually does this when I'm recording. Anyway, so we're not going to do blend. We're going to do color, brightness, and then you can just put it down to, you know, minus 100%. So that way it's black, so you don't have to, you know, edit it in Paint. But to tell you the truth, I did edit it in Paint because I didn't know how to do the darkness and brightness thing at first, but I just had to play around Flash in order to, you know this stuff. Anyway, so now we're going to do something different. We're not going to do a punching effect, and now we're going to do a kicking effect. Because it makes the animation look a lot nicer. Alright, so let's do this really quickly. So let's find a kick sprite for Bardock. Man, I already nearly forgot his name. Wow, I am so boss in animations, guys. See, that's how good I am. That's how good I am. I forget characters' names so often. I think I burped for a second there. Can't apologize if I did. Okay, so let's get rid of the purple background, convert to symbol, and bam. Bam, there you go. We have a perfect Bardock kicking pose that looks sick, man. I love that. Anyway, so insert a let's insert Goku. Let's see if I can find a good kicking animation. There you go. Wait, yeah. Oops, cancel. I clicked the wrong one. That sucks. I don't know why. I'm just so out of it today for some reason. I haven't even started working on episode 6, to be honest. I'm just taking a little break today for some reason, even though I really want to work on it. When I tried to, I just got too lazy. Could be stuff. Sorry, you guys, but I just thought I would make this tutorial since I want to do something sprite related. So, okay. Now, let's flip it horizontal, and now we have the Goku before kicking sprite. I don't know why that looks blurry, to be honest. Anyway, we don't need to add an effect to there, so let's insert a blank. Blank. Hopefully this tutorial will help you guys on this. So since we're in Goku, might as well go to layer 3 already, and then just get the Goku kicking thing. Now this is the thing about sprites. I'll show you them later. I'll just show you later after I insert Bardock and Goku. Bitmap trace. Boosh, 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 kaboosh. Okay, done. Man, Goku's eyes look really weird in some of the sprites I have. Okay, so horizontal, make it close to where it originally was. We'll make it a little further back so we give some room for Bardock. Now let's go back to layer 2 and then add Bardock. Now this is the thing I need to show you guys. Just need to find Bardock. Okay, kick. There it is. Kick. Now this is the thing. Wait, no, not yet. I just gotta transform first. 300! Woo! 300. Alright, so let's trace the bitmap. Get rid of all the purple. Because ponies aren't supposed to rule Dragon Ball Z. It doesn't make any sense. I don't even know why I said pony. Anyway, so now with the kick sprites, it doesn't have to be, equally apart like that. Well, sometimes most of the time I actually do that, but I think now with my battle animations, you don't need to, so you can just do it like this. That's fine, because the battle animation will go so fast that no one will notice. And we can just basically get the same battle effects, but copy, and think this is also a good idea. We paste the same battle effects, but we add something a little bit different to it. Transform, let's probably put it horizontal to add a little different effect, to give it the illusion that it's a different effect. So see, it was normal there, and then it just changed direction. It's a good idea, guys. I definitely recommend you do that. And now we're going to go back to the punches. So insert blank, because we don't need to insert anything there, but we'll just insert a blank anyways. So, now let's get the other, camera view of the punches. So now we need to get Bardock, enlarge it. I can't really wait to use Bardock, actually, because he's an awesome sprite. I mean, look at that. Who doesn't like that sprite? Right, guys? There's a lot of sprites I really want to try out. Anyway, so let's get rid of... This is actually the first time I'm ever using... Wait, no, this is the second time I'm ever using Super Saiyan Bardock in an animation, to be honest. Anyway, so let's get him to a, pose like that. Awesome pose, modeling. Anyway, so let's go, find Goku. Find Goku's, because they can't have a, Dragon Ball Z without Goku. Doesn't make any sense. Well, yeah, I haven't seen a, Dragon Ball Z thing where they didn't add Goku stuff. Okay, so let's trace the bitmap, and leave in the comments, guys, are you actually excited for the new Dragon Ball Z movie? Revival of F. Basically, Revival of Frieza. Yeah, guys, if you guys didn't know, there's going to be a new Dragon Ball Z movie coming out, not next year, this year. Man, I'm so used to thinking it's 2014 still. Wow, this is going to be a nervous habit for me. Anyway, so, yeah. So, I can't wait, guys. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z. As you guys probably already know, since, well, I do make Dragon Ball AF animations, Dragon Ball is my favorite anime of all time. I mean, there have been really good others, like Bleach and Naruto, Fairy Tail and stuff, but to tell you the truth, I think Dragon Ball Z rules them, Dragon Ball Z. It's a really good, anime, and if you guys hate it, then that's fine, but Dragon Ball Z was the reason why, animes like Naruto and all that stuff was even made. And thanks to Naruto, we had Bleach, so we have to thank a lot of Dragon Ball Z, because they're the one that made those animes possible. Alright, so let's get rid of the... Wait, you could do that? Okay, that was weird. I'll undo that, because that is really weird on what I just did there. I guess you could just drag it out. Let me try. Yeah, you can just drag it out. That's cool. I didn't know that. But I prefer doing the delete thing, to be honest. I think it saves a lot of time. So let's convert to symbol. And then horizontal. I don't really know any details about Revival of F, but if you want to know some, then look at some videos and theories online. I think it's a good idea, since I do watch a lot of theories of these as well, and I really can't wait for the movie, since Frieza is basically my second favorite Dragon Ball Z villain. If you guys are probably wondering what's my first one, then it's Broly. Broly rules all. Yeah, Broly. Broly's number one. Accept it! Alright, so we're gonna find, this sprite, the collision. Not the collision, okay, so. Okay, so perfect. I actually synthesized that. That's actually that's the enough frames we need. So just gonna trace the bitmap and get rid of that, and then convert to simple. There you go. Now it's a perfect punching thingy. Bob. Well, it doesn't have to be like, you know. It could just be like that. That looks still nice. Anyway, so let's get the battle effects that we got from the last collision. Let's do something different with it this time, because I think it's a better idea that we change the direction of it every time there's a new battle scene, because it just makes it look nicer. Okay, so let's do it like that. That looks a little weird, but anyway, it's different. So now we're gonna add the last 2 frames. Let's see how long this episode's been going for. 15 minutes. Okay, so didn't go as long as I planned it to be honest. So let's start the blank keyframes already, because it does make a lot of sense if we do add them. Blank. Okay. Seems pretty cool. So let's insert the characters. Let's insert the last kick sprite. Since we did it in that way before, we're gonna do it upwards like that, in the other camera, you know, area. Hopefully this tutorial series actually helps you guys, and if you guys still have questions, you can just leave it in the comments below if you can't be stuffed waiting for another tutorial. Because another tutorial episode will probably take a while, or I'll probably make one right after this, I don't know. I have nothing else to do, even though I really want to work on the episode, but I can't be stuffed. Sorry guys. I'm more of a relaxed person. I want to relax a lot. I'm just like one of those relaxed people. Like after I get something done, I just want to relax for a while. But the main reason why, you know, episode 5 was out so soon was because I wanted to, I don't know, I just wanted to upload it as soon as possible, because I don't know, because I wanted to upload before Christmas. I don't know why, actually, to be honest. I just felt like I wanted to. Okay, that kicking looks a little bit off. We need to find a good kicking sprite for Goku. Yeah, I know, this, I'm grateful that, a fellow animator gave this, to me, but the only problem is it hardly has any animations, to be honest, and sometimes I have to even make my own. Like, once the very bottom, I had to make my own. Okay, so, if you can't find the sprite you're looking for, then just, improvise. Get another one. Hopefully this animation will look good, hopefully. Because the only problem is, yeah, sometimes you can't have the appropriate position, so just, improvise and just get a different pose to make it look like, or just try and make the pose, but for now, this is a tutorial, so I just want to, you know, just tell you all the basics. So, this sprite looks a little weird for Goku, don't you guys agree? Anyway, so, he looks fat in that. That looks weird. He's fat. He's fat. Lose some weight, Goku. Okay, so, let's find the, kicking at the top. Why did I have to get that one, to be honest? Why couldn't I just get the other one that was on top? Wow. I have to think before I act. Okay, so... Okay, there you go. What was I thinking about the kicking? Man, I'm so out of it today, guys. I'm very sorry. It's just really hot where I am right now. I guess, that's probably the reason. So, let's, get rid of the, you know, pinky-ish... No! Make sure you don't do that. Make sure you get the pink in the middle, and then the pink in here, and then boosh. There you go. We have a perfect Goku Sprite. Flip horizontal. Hopefully Bardock can kick that high. I can't though, because I suck at football. So anyway, let's find why do I always get lost when I'm trying to find Bardock? Because Bardock's like literally the first sprite when you look at my sprites. So yeah, I think Bardock can actually make it. That's what I'm going to be surprised about. So let's bitmap trace. Let's get rid of the purplish stuffy. Anyway, so convert to symbol, and then there you go. Oh dang, that's not gonna look good. Let's improvise a little bit. That was actually really weird. I don't know why it was like that, to be honest. I gotta make another post for Goku now. Anyway, so let's just do that. That's better than nothing. And then let's transform and flip it again. That just looks like undo rotate. Let's just do it like this. This will look weird, but It's better than nothing, guys. Alright, so now, congratulations. You made your first fighting animation. So let's play that and see how it goes. And see, that is a good fighting animation. Of course, there's a lot more to fighting animations than this. But to be honest, this is actually really cool. See, look how nice this battle animation looks now. Make sure you don't add punches all the time. I made that mistake a long time ago, but now I know. Thanks to Blaze Fists, I owe you one, dude. Anyway, just look at this. Look how nice this animation looks now. With, the collisions having, different, movement every time, and the picture, and then the kicks, and then the punches. That just makes it look really nice. Look at that. That is awesome. Anyway, guys, so congratulations. You made your fighting animation. Of course, there is a lot more to fighting animations, but don't forget this is a simple tutorial. So anyway, wow, 20 minutes. Yikes. So, as you can see, guys, it does take a while to make battle animations and to explain. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I guess I will talk to you all later, So, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe, leave a comment, and I will talk to you guys hopefully soon. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye, peace, and subscribe for a lot more tutorials and Dragon Ball AF and Dragon Ball Z animations, I guess. Peace.